Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
So we're going to speak about Lord Jagannath's Ratha Yatra festival based on the teachings of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who has so kindly introduced us to the whole world of Krishna consciousness, including the Ratha Yatra festival, which was so very much dear to him. Would you like to?
Okay, we're going to share things today. Canto 2, Chapter 3, entitled Pure Devotional Service. Text number 15. Savai Bhagavato Raja Pandaveyo Maharataha Bala Kritan Khai Kritan Krishna Kritan Yaadade. Translation. Maharaj Parikshit, the grandson of the Pandavas, was from his very childhood a great devotee of the Lord. Even while playing with dolls, he used to worship Lord Krishna by imitating the worship of the family deity. And I'll read half of the purport and Maharaj the rest, and then I'll speak, and then he'll speak. Then I'll get ready for the show. In the Bhagavad-gita, chapter 641, it is stated that even a person who has failed in the proper discharge of yoga practice is given a chance to take birth in the house of a devout Brahmin or in the houses of rich men like Kshatriya kings or rich merchants. But Maharaj Parikshit was more than that, because he had been a great devotee of the Lord since his previous birth. And as such, he took his birth in an imperial family of the Kurus, and especially that of the Pandavas. So from the very beginning of his childhood, he had the chance to know intimately the devotional service of Lord Krishna in his own family. The Pandavas, all being devotees of the Lord, certainly venerated family deities in the royal palace for worship. Children who appear in such families, fortunately, generally imitate such worship of the deities, even in the way of childhood play. By the grace of Lord Sri Krishna, we have the chance of being born in a Vaishnava family. And in our childhood, we imitated the worship of Lord Krishna by imitating our Father. Our Father encouraged us in all respects to observe all functions, such as the Ratha Yatra and Dola Yatra celebrations. And he used to spend money liberally for distributing prasad to us children and our friends. Our spiritual master, who also took his birth in a Vaishnava family, got all inspirations from his great Vaishnava father, Thakur Bhakti Vinod. That is the way of all lucky Vaishnava families. The celebrated Mirabai was a staunch devotee of Lord Krishna as the great lifter of Govardhan Hill.
The life history of many such devotees is almost the same, because there is always symmetry between the early lives of all great devotees of the Lord. According to Jiva Goswami, Maharaj Parikshit must have heard about the childhood pastimes of Lord Krishna at Vrindavan, for he used to imitate the pastimes with his young playmates. According to Sridhar Swami, Maharaj Parikshit used to imitate the worship of the family deity by elderly members. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti also confirms the viewpoint of Jiva Goswami. So, accepting either of them, Maharaj Parikshit was naturally inclined to Lord Krishna from his very childhood. He might have imitated either of the above-mentioned activities, and all of them established his great devotion from his very childhood, a symptom of a Mahabhagavat. Such Mahabhagavats are called Nitya Siddhas, or souls liberated from birth. But there are also others who may not be liberated from birth, but who develop a tendency for devotional service by association, and they are called Sadhana Siddhas. There is no difference between the two in the ultimate issue, and so the conclusion is that everyone can become a Sadhana Siddha, a devotee of the Lord, simply by association with the pure devotees. The concrete example is our great spiritual master, Sri Narad Muni. In his previous life, he was simply a boy of a maidservant, but through association with great devotees, he became a devotee of the Lord of his own standard, unique in the history of devotional service. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Bhaktimarga Maharaj. I'm sure many devotees must have said this to you, but it wasn't just arbitrary that Prabhupada gave you the name Bhaktimarga, because you're on the marg, you're walking across Canada. How many times, Maharaj? One of these days. Walking across Canada to promote Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada, as we know, has introduced this Ratha Yatra festival, which was very dear to him even from his childhood. Srila Prabhupada has introduced this all over the world. Srila Prabhupada, in this purport that we just read, mentions how in his childhood he used to imitate the worship of Radha and Krishna by his father, and Srila Prabhupada also used to see Ratha Yatra held every year in his native Calcutta, because this Ratha Yatra festival of Lord Jagannath, which is most famous in Puri, Orissa, is also celebrated in many places in Orissa. Traditionally it's been celebrated in Orissa, and also in many places in Bengal. In Calcutta, in Prabhupada's childhood, he must have seen this. And also Ratha Yatra is Jagannath Ratha Yatra. Of course, there are many Ratha Yatras of many deities in South India, but Jagannath Ratha Yatra is also well known in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, and now by Srila Prabhupada's grace, it's spread all over the world. Srila Prabhupada, his father, used to invite sadhus every day and offer them bhiksha, prasadam, and he would ask the sadhus that please bless my son that he will become a great devotee of Srimati Radharani. Srila Prabhupada's father was, as Srila Prabhupada described, a simple Vaishnav, and he apparently didn't realize the great fortune that had befallen him, inasmuch as a great devotee of Radharani was born in his home. Srila Prabhupada, a great devotee, he didn't realize this. That great devotee who was to broadcast the glories of Srimati Radharani all over the world. And in his simplicity he was praying that he may become a great devotee of Radharani. But he is, as Prabhupada has described in this purport, one of those Nitya Siddha Mahabhagavats who come to this world to demonstrate to the people of the world what it means to be a devotee. So Srila Prabhupada, he saw the Ratha Yatra festivals being held in Calcutta, And he also desired, and he also desired that I should also organize a Ratha Yatra. And he told his father, and his father at first thought he was joking. What is this? Some childhood play. But for the young Abhay, as Srila Prabhupada was known in his childhood, it was not play. He was very serious about it. It might have appeared to others to be some childish kind of play, that I'm also doing Ratha Yatra. But for Srila Prabhupada it was a continuation of his eternal activity of worshipping Lord Jagannath. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu resided in Puri. He was based in Puri for 24 years, and he would daily go for darshan of Lord Jagannath in Puri, and he would see this is Krishna, Dvibhuj Murli Vadan, the two-handed form of Krishna, holding a flute to his lips, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the ecstasy of considering himself as Srimati Radharani would feel solace in the separation he was feeling from Lord Krishna by having darshan of Lord Jagannath. So this Jagannath festival may be appreciated on different levels by different persons. Pulling the Ratha Yatra cart in Chicago, most people have very little or no idea of the theological implications, but most people who say, I haven't been in Ratha Yatra in Chicago, but judging from Ratha Yatras in other cities in the Western world, we can suppose that people here also, upon beholding the form of Lord Jagannath or being seen by him, they also become happy, isn't it? People, they don't know what it is or why it is, but this is something very nice, and they appreciate it, isn't it? People like it? Is it? Or they're just indifferent, they just walk past and they don't take any notice? What's it like? Well, how's the response? People like it in general, yeah. I was recently, just before, I'm mostly based in India, in Vadodara, Gujarat. So every year, I think that was for more than 20 years now, they're holding ISKCON devotees are on Srila Prabhupada's instruction to fulfill his desire, performing the Ratha Yatra ceremony for Lord Jagannath there, and it's a big festival. The police estimate is each year more than 200,000 people come for darshan of Lord Jagannath there. So it's a wonderful festival. One of the many inspiring features is that every year as we go past the Muslim area, and you might expect that in the Muslim area there'll be some more tension. Actually this year there was more tension. There was a huge police contingent because just prior to that there had been some attack on the temple in Ayodhya. Those who follow the Indian news, they can know the implications of all this. There's always some tension between Hindus and Muslims. So we are going past the Muslim area, but never in any ISKCON Ratha Yatra has there ever been any untoward incidents, any Hindu-Muslim rivalry like this. And what actually happens each year is that the leaders, as we go just past the Muslim area, the leaders of the Muslim community come onto the Rath and offer garlands to Lord Jagannath. So this is a great success of the Jagannath festival. It's Lord Jagannath's festival. He is Lord of the Jagat. He is Lord of all the jivas in the Jagat, in the universe. He is not Hindunath or Purinath or Orianath. Jagannath means the Lord of everyone. And everyone can appreciate Lord Jagannath. Srila Prabhupada, in recognition of his very dear disciple, Jayananda Prabhu, who worked so hard to arrange the first Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath in New York, and shortly after that his body wasted from sickness, he passed away. Srila Prabhupada ordered that on all future Rath Yatra carts or ruts, Rath Yatra means the yatra, the journey of the rat, the cart, the picture of Jayananda Prabhu should be put there. In the last interview that was an official interview that was conducted with Jayananda Prabhu, he described how when Lord Jagannath comes down Fifth Avenue in New York, that big smiling face, you see people open up and they smile, and you think some of these people, they probably didn't smile in 20 years. But when they see Lord Jagannath, then Lord Jagannath, that big smile that goes right through all the calm, crowed, loam, all the coverings on the heart, all the contaminations. And it's just like in medicine, they have mouth-to-mouth resuscitation for someone who's almost dead. So this is Lord Jagannath's heart-to-heart resuscitation. Lord Jagannath, he simply desires, let everyone be happy. But the jivas in this world are unhappy. Forget, why are they unhappy? Simply because they have forgotten Lord Jagannath. Everyone is trying to make themselves Jagannath. Ishvaraham aham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi. Everyone is thinking, I am the controller, I am the enjoyer, I am perfect, I am powerful, I am happy. But actually Krishna is the supreme controller. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. Krishna is perfect, powerful and happy. And the only duty of the jiva is to accept that Krishna is my Lord and the Lord of everyone. He is Jagannath, and therefore my duty is to serve him. And just this little point, I mean, it's not a little point, it's the whole point, but it's the philosophical understanding. It's not very difficult to understand that we are tiny living beings and there is a supreme eternal living being. We are not the controllers, we are controlled. But by attempting to control, we are instead being controlled by material nature. Just like this Hurricane Katrina is a prime example of how the most powerful nation in the world, which has now instituted extraordinary measures to try to stop terrorism, is completely powerless in the face of the material energy. There's nothing that can be done to control this. So we are controlled. However much we may try to control, we are controlled, and simply to accept that I am meant to voluntarily submit myself to the control of Krishna, who is Jagannath, and then by dancing according to his tune, instead of myself trying to set the tune, by dancing according to his tune, then we will be in harmony. This is harmonic or harmonious living. Simply to accept that Krishna is the supreme controller and we are simply meant to submit to him. We will not be disappointed in doing so. We will not be exploited in doing so. We do not like to submit to others because we think that they will misuse us. But Krishna is our benefactor. He knows best. He knows what is best for us. So if we submit to Him, then we shall come under His divine dispensation, and we shall be happy as He is happy. So it's not very difficult philosophy. Unfortunately, most of the people of the world, especially in the modern age, are not very philosophical. We had good evidence of this, caught in the traffic jam this morning, as we went past the stadium where the Chicago Bears were, I suppose, about to play. That's a football team, right? Okay, I guessed that. So we saw a huge crowd. It must have been, how many people? Tens of thousands of people. So this means, I hope they don't kick me out of Chicago for saying this. Anyway, I'm leaving tomorrow. But it means that there are at least tens and thousands of extremely foolish people in this city. Not only in this city, not because they support the Chicago Bears, but because they spend their time and energy and their valuable human life on something which is completely useless and stupid, actually. The human life is meant for understanding who we are, why we are suffering in this material world, but instead of making philosophical inquiry into the nature of life, we submit ourselves to greater suffering by going to football games. And why it's greater suffering? Because in the league, well, anyway, it's just stupid. So, apart from that, if we think we shall enjoy by seeing our team win, there's our team, why is it our team? It's just we identify ourselves with it. Otherwise, we have no particular relationship with that team, but just we identify, I am a supporter of the Chicago Bears. So what happens? How many teams in the football league? Who knows? How many football fans here? 48? 48 teams in each? Huh? One in each. No, but how many teams in the league? Okay, well let's say it's 20. I don't know. Maybe I'm out of my league here myself. So, say they have a league, right? Say there's 20 teams in the league. So at the end of the season, 19 are disappointed. Because only one wins, right? So, going to the football, or supporting the football team, or the baseball team, or the hockey team, or whatever it is, 1 out of 20 chances you're going to be disappointed. And then one season, yeah, we won, the next season again you lose. So, it's a formula by which people hope we shall win, but in most cases ultimately they all lose. But anyway, even if you do win, what is the value of so-called winning? It's just we make up some rules, the ball has to go here, and then you get a point, but actually there's nothing, it's just because we made a rule, we imagined that if you put the ball here, you get a point. But it really doesn't make that much difference to anything, whether the ball's here or there. It's just a piece of, what do they make it out of? Plastic or leather or something? Huh? Pigskin. That's pretty inauspicious. Yeah, holding it. Well, don't do that. If you do that, you can't worship Krishna. It's impure. So, anyway, it's Adam. What is that? Yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukha yonya evate. Advanta. What is that the verse? Advanta. Advanta. No, there's some word missing. Say it.
Adi Antavanta Kantaya.
Where's the madhya? Should be in the middle also.
No. The happiness has beginning and an end.
Okay. Advanta Kauntaya. There's one word missing. Adyanta Kauntaya. There's one word missing.
Adyanta Vanta Kauntaya.
Alright. Nateshu Ramate Buddha. Anyway, the point is that in any kind of sense gratification any kind of happiness derived from anything except service to Krishna has a beginning and an end, and therefore an intelligent person doesn't take part in it. But the whole of human society is dedicated to trying to enjoy ourselves without recognizing Krishna's supremacy. Therefore, it is certain that everything we do without recognizing Krishna, everything not in Krishna consciousness, is simply a cause of distress. And even what we consider a cause of happiness, that is also a cause of distress. Anything we do. Imagine anything that you might like to get for your enjoyment in this material world. And just think about it. Actually, don't think about it. But we can imagine how the materialistic people are thinking, I'd like to get a $5 million house and beautiful wife or a dashing husband and huge limousine, or why only one? In imagination you can imagine whatever you like. Have 10 or 20. But even if you do get that, no one's happy. We see practically. People come to America, there are people from all over the world come to America thinking we shall get more money and then we shall be happy, but not happy. People are not happy. No one becomes happy by getting more money. More comfortable maybe, but not happy. So people don't know. People are so unphilosophical that even though they see that no one is happy by the pursuit of sense gratification, I'm not happy, nor is anyone else, but still having no even the slightest idea that happiness might be something to be derived from something other than sense gratification. They think that the reason I'm not happy is because I'm not getting enough sense gratification. Therefore they try to increase it and increase it and increase it in various ways, not knowing that this is the disease. This is not the cure. This is the disease. Just like a drug addict thinks, I'm feeling terrible. I didn't get my drugs. I have to take it. But that taking it is the cause of his increased entanglement in that which is harmful to him. The real solution is to stop taking it, but because he's addicted, he goes on taking more and more. So in the same way we are addicted to sense gratification. The addict doesn't think intelligently, this is not good for me. Just like you see on the cigarette packet, the Surgeon General has ascertained that cigarettes will kill you quicker. Anyway you're going to die, but you'll die quicker smoking cigarettes, or something like that they meant. So cigarette smoking is a major cause of disease. They have different slogans in different countries, but still people are smoking, and they're buying a book, How to Live Longer, and reading it while smoking a cigarette. Is this not foolishness? I'll do everything else, but I won't give up smoking cigarettes. So this is foolishness, but people are foolish. And crass foolishness is the main hallmark of modern civilization. Unfortunately, people are so foolish, just like addicts. They can't even begin to understand they're foolish. It's just, there's no stop to think. Just, I have got an urge, I need a drug, let me take it. I need to smoke, let me smoke. I need sense gratification more and more and more, and I need to eat more, drink more, sleep more, have sex more, have a bigger house, more money, this, that. And never stop to consider that this is the disease. So Jagannath Rath Yatra is most auspicious for persons, which means almost everybody, who have completely cut themselves off from the actual purpose of life. Heart-to-heart resuscitation. Even though people have no inclination for spiritual life, even though they may be religious, they go to church and pray, give us this day our daily bread and a Rolls Royce and everything else. But they have no idea that actual religion means not to pray to God, give me bread and butter also, but how may I engage in your service? This is the meaning of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Krishna, oh energy of Krishna, please engage me in your service. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has defined that na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmanishvare bhavadhat bhaktira haituki tvai. What service that should be? Not praying, God give me this, God give me that, give me money, give me a beautiful wife or a beautiful girlfriend. Not praying for position, power, fame, name, not even praying for moksha, but praying, may I simply be engaged in your service. So people, they don't know this. Even pious people in India who go to Ratha Yatra, they mostly go because they're thinking that Jagannath will bless us for material enjoyment. Or they may have heard the declaration of Shastra, Rateja Vamanam Drishtva Punarjanmana Vidyate. Anyone who sees the Lord on his Rath does not have to take birth again. Anyone who engages in this festival, who sees the Lord on the chariot, they Punarjanmana Vidyate, they don't take birth again. So different grades of people attend Ratha Yatra. Some go to Ratha Yatra to sell bananas because there are so many pilgrims come, and there's in Orissa bananas grow very nicely, profusely. So some people go to sell bananas. It's a good chance to make a profit. They may go to Ratha Yatra for that reason. Not a very spiritual reason, but for whatever reason anyone attends this festival, they are benefited. However, the greatest benefit will go to the devotees of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who attend Ratha Yatra to nurture the feelings of love and separation from Lord Krishna that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to establish in this world. That we are all servants of Krishna, but forgetting Krishna for many, many lifetimes. Ainanda tanuja kinkarang patitang mang vishame bhavam buddho kripaya tava pada pankaja stita dhuli sadrishang vichintaya. Forgetting Krishna, life after life after life, we have turned away from Krishna. Krishna is sitting in our heart, waiting. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantrarudhani mayaya. Krishna is accompanying us. He's with us as Paramatma, Antaryami, the super soul within the heart. He accompanies us and he's just waiting when we shall turn to him. Life after life after life, we are turning away from him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us to pray to Krishna that Krishna, I have forgotten you for so many lifetimes. I'm simply suffering in this terrible material world. Pick me up, place me in as the dust in the atoms, and as an atom of dust at your lotus feet. So the Gauriya Vaishnavas, they pray to Krishna, please engage me in your service. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatume. May I be seen by you. May you be seen by me. For I have no other relationship with you but to be your servant. And your only position is as our loving master. So in this way the devotees come together and remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dancing at Ratha Yatra. How he was dancing in the ecstasy of the mood of Srimati Radharani in her separation from Krishna. And they also remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's heart's desire, Prithivite ache jatanagaradigram sabatra prachar hoibe morana, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement was spread all over the globe, and they remember how Srila Prabhupada so much wanted that this Ratha Yatra festival would be established in every town and village, and they take part in this festival, so that everyone who sees Lord Jagannath, even if they think it's just some quaint festival or they don't know what it is, but they somehow or other, everyone should take part. Everyone should be given a packet of prasadam. Everyone should be asked, come and hold the rope. And they say, what for? You'll get the blessings of God. Oh, okay. They don't know what it is. Whatever it may be. Let people see. Let them hear the holy names. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jai, Jai Jai, Jai Jagannath. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This festival is Lord Jagannath's mercy upon the forgetful residents of the Jagat who have forgotten him, that he comes out and kindly places his glance upon them so that they may feel that heart's attraction towards him, which is the only goal of life. Hare Krishna. All glories to Lord Jagannath. Please celebrate in a most glorious manner this festival of Lord Jagannath. Unfortunately, I won't be present because I'm scheduled to be elsewhere at that time. Please remember me as you see Lord Jagannath and pray that he may shower his blessings upon this fallen soul who is attempting to be the servant of his servant. Any questions about this?